What's up, guys? Welcome to this video here on Elvis is the Man. So I got a interesting, I was thinking the other day and I was like, you know, that would be a pretty interesting topic. 3 times Elvis shook the world. All right, totally shocked the world. And I don't think you guys could disagree. This has got to be it. All right, so the highs and lows throughout Elvis's whole lifetime, here's the 3 that I came up with. All right, now tell me what you guys think, okay, whether you agree or not, all right? But like I said, you can't deny this. All right, okay, so the first time Elvis shocked the world was in 1956. He was so new. I'm thinking about the Ed Sullivan performances, the Milton Berle performance of Hound Dog. Just, he was all over the place, all over the stage. Earlier, before he actually did that performance, Milton Berle was like, take the guitar off, son, you know, like, let them see you. And so, you know, Elvis would always have a guitar, you know, in front of him, right around his shoulders and neck. And he would play it, yes, no, a little more. I actually prefer him playing a little more. I think it would have helped him in the 70s with those 50 songs. Anyway, Elvis didn't wear the strap, and he was all over the place in that performance of Hound Dog. Like, his moves, he had so much rhythm, especially for a white guy. And at that time, it was like, whoa, what the heck's going on? I mean, this was before James Brown, before Jackie Wilson. You know, even, okay, Jerry Lee Lewis was starting to get popular, but like Elvis, you know, he started off slowly in 54, started touring the South, 55, signed with RCA in 55, met with Parker, got on TV, had some awesome, I think it was 5 or 6 TV appearances on the Dorsey Show. You know, the landlord rang my front door bell. Well, it's been so long along the street, they'll never look back again. And now he's on Milton Berle, and this performance totally rocked everything. Milton Berle talks about how he received, I believe it was 800,000 pan letters, you know, not fan mail, but pan mail. So saying, you know, I hate this show, I'm never watching you again, this guy is so lewd and nasty. But this was such a shocking performance that Ed Sullivan was like, no, he's never coming on my show. But because when he first saw that, he's like, no, he's done. No, this ain't gonna be on my show. Because Ed Sullivan was like pretty much the hottest variety show of the time. Elvis' popularity skyrocketed so much that Ed Sullivan ended up saying, hey, you're a decent, fine boy, you're cool with me. You know, he couldn't deny how hot Elvis was, and so that's why Ed Sullivan had Elvis on his show, and the ratings were incredible. And but the first time Elvis shocked the world was the just on fire Milton Berle performance of Hound Dog in 1956. The second time Elvis shocked the world was the '68 comeback special. Well, since my baby left me, well, I found a new place to dwell. Okay, so Elvis was riding high in the 50s. He got drafted in 58, went overseas for a couple years, came back in the US. He had a lot of hit movies, Viva Las Vegas, Blue Hawaii, a lot of good ones, but mostly they were starting to get bad. They got into a routine of making cookie cutter films that were very quick to make, easy to make, not a lot of money on production. They started off having some good actors to you know, support him in movies like with King Creole and Jailhouse Rock, and even like Follow That Dream and stuff. But it started to get easier and easier to make Elvis movies, and they realized that an Elvis movie was the surest thing in Hollywood. And Elvis wasn't getting great scripts, okay? In 1962, he was the biggest box office draw of the year. And Elvis wasn't even getting good scripts. So they're like, why put all this effort into making the production of Elvis movies when it's gonna be hit no matter what? And even, you know, Parker says that, hey, you know, these may not be great scripts, but we're making money. Okay, so I'm getting to the point of the second time he shocked the world. All right, so his career went down and down and down. Yeah, Elvis had hardcore fans and was the greatest of all time. The man, Elvis is the man. But he wasn't able to keep having the success he had. Why? 2 reasons. He got away from his bread and butter, his live performances and his hot records and TV appearances, okay? So Elvis was just secluded in Hollywood. His scripts got bad. Times started to change with the Rolling Stones, the British Invasion, Motown even getting more and more popular. Elvis wasn't able to get good records. He wasn't able, because of publishing, to get the hit songs. And, you know, basically Elvis was doing 3 movies a year with 3 soundtracks. He didn't start breaking out of that mold until the later 60s, where he started to do songs like Guitar Man, Clean Up Your Own Backyard, and the How Great Thou Art album. So Elvis needed to come back. People thought he was done. There's a story saying that Steve Binder wanted to show Elvis how desperate his career was and how it was so fragile. This was make or break. The Colonel, you know, wanted it to be a Christmas special. And Elvis said F-U-C-K, the Colonel, and to Steve Binder when Colonel was like, no, this is going to be a Christmas special. And Elvis actually followed his heart and instincts, and he saved his career with the '68 comeback special. Like I was saying, Steve Binder said, why don't we go outside? And they walked down the sidewalk in Hollywood. I forget, maybe it was Hollywood Boulevard or something. It was right where they were doing the filming. And Elvis didn't have bodyguards with him, nothing. He just walked down the street, you know, and nobody noticed him. Nobody recognized him. Nobody stopped him. Elvis thought he was going to get mobbed because in his head, in his circle, in his world, he's like, I'm the king. You know, he didn't refer to himself as that. But he's like, I'm the man, I'm the greatest, and he was. But he thought, since he was in his world, he would either be at Memphis or in Hollywood. He had his mafia around him, his inner circle, to keep people away. But Elvis really never ventured outside that, okay? So he walks down the street and nobody recognizes him. No, there's no fanfare. It was a very humbling experience for Elvis. There's even, they even say that they decided to go into like a bar and see if like, well, you know, maybe they don't recognize me, maybe, you know, I don't know what's going on. So they tried to like draw attention to themselves in the bar, and it was like no big thing. So Elvis, it was very eye-opening, and Elvis gave everything he had to those '68 performances.
If you're looking for trouble, you came to the right place.
From the sit-down specials to Trying to Get to You, One Night with You, That's Alright Mama. He took his 50 songs and he made them current. He updated them. He took the rockabilly 50 style rock songs and injected just the passion and the rawness and the gravel type sound to his voice, and made the songs current and made them edgy. He had his black leather suit and was all over that small stage for the stand-up shows. He did If I Can Dream, which was released and went to number 12. It was a ratings smash. NBC, it helped them win the ratings war. It was the top special of the year. Elvis was back on top. Everybody was looking at Elvis again. I think it was 40-some% of the audience watched that. So that's quite a bit of people. Elvis was back on top, and when he was so nervous when he was watching it December 3rd that, you know, he watched it by himself, I believe it was, maybe with Priscilla, and when he was done, he called some of his friends, was like, hey, how was that? And they thought it was phenomenal. And so Elvis said, you know, even after he did If I Can Dream, I'm never going to sing or perform a song that I don't agree in. Elvis was in black leather and totally shook the world for the second time. People realized, wow, this is why we like Elvis. And they were totally right. So when Elvis got the movies he wanted, or I'm sorry, not the movies, the songs he wanted, the right script, right? Because this is what he wanted to do for the '68 special. He dominated, and everybody was looking at Elvis again. Now, the third time Elvis shocked the world was not so pretty. I think the third time, and like I said, you guys can't really rebut me in this. Elvis shocked the world in 1977 in October when they aired the CBS special. Jerry Schilling says that he was so mad at the Colonel for allowing Elvis to do this. And, you know, some reports say that because you're like, how could Elvis get on stage, not only get on stage, but have it actually recorded, you know, and actually televised to America? How could he let people really see him like that? And, you know, reports say that Colonel Parker, I mean, it was done for money, right? I think he made $1 million for the CBS special. It was done for money, really. But Parker priced it so high that he didn't think that CBS would actually go for it and bite on it. But they did. They accepted the deal. And so they went through with it. And they filmed in June, Rapid City and Omaha. And it wasn't pretty.
No, I'm saving Moody Booth. Love Me Tender, I'll do later. I gotta do this first. This is a song that I just recorded, and it's an old song called Unchained Melody. I had to play the piano, so it'll take just a second.
You know, I remember the first time I saw clips, because this was before the internet. The first time I saw it was on the This Is Elvis documentary, and I love that documentary, the This Is Elvis, in 1981. I didn't watch it in 1981, I watched it later, but that's when it came out. The first time I saw clips from that, it was, I saw Love Me, and I don't remember which other one they had, but I literally felt sick to my stomach when I saw that. Elvis looked really his worst that he ever was. He was very bloated. The Omaha, you could tell that he was really on some, not performance enhancing drugs, performance limiting. Like he was very, you could tell he was on some downers big time. He was slurring his speech, no energy, just not good. And I remember Elvis saying that, you know, he told the producer, okay, you know, I know that was kind of messed up, I won't. And you could tell on June 21st, the Rapid City performance was much better. He laid off on whatever he was doing, and he really gave a great performance. I'm disappointed that they didn't use like Unchained Melody in there. Like, I feel like if I would have been able to edit that and put the right songs in there, Elvis would have looked much better. Not physically, but it really would have showed that he did so much more. Just a better performance, I mean. And like they edited a lot of fan talking in, like how great thou art. It just wasn't good. Elvis, people were shocked. Like the world was shocked. And this actually came out after Elvis died, you know, so everybody was watching it. And he shocked the world. I remember I asked my dad, hey Dad, what did they think? What did the public think? Because he was in his 20s at that time. Like, hey Dad, what did people think when they saw Elvis and he was that fat and out of shape and just didn't look like Elvis, you know? Elvis had like a 32-inch waist and known for his looks. I mean, that's probably one of the big reasons why he was so popular. My dad said people thought it was disgusting. And, you know, not everybody was sympathetic towards Elvis. And that's why Elvis Presley Enterprises won't release that 77 special at all, because they want to move on from that. They don't want people to have that image of Elvis in their head. And that's the third time Elvis shocked the world. So I hope you've enjoyed this little topic. Tell me in the comments what you think. Like I said, you know, how could you dispute these three areas? But it's for fun. It's a fun video. Tell me in the comments what you think about the choices I've made. Also, I'd like you to check out my Patreon. I put a lot of exclusive info there, things that are not on YouTube. Maybe the real hardcore Elvis is the Man fans go there. My fitness page and my Bible page. I put a lot of effort into those, and I hope you guys check them out. Just check them out. You might like them. And hit the sub button when you're there. But anyway, thanks for watching this. And if you watched it to the end, you are some hardcore fans. We'll talk to you next time.